Well, greetings from Bishop Fenwick and welcome back to another edition of Tuesdays with Tom. I'm speaking to you today from the residence of the Sisters of Notre Dame, who lived here, taught here, served here for so many decades. I feel their presence even as I am in their sacred space. I hope they won't mind that I took a little ride up the elevator to seek a little solace and perhaps find a little inspiration. So my thought for today, BTW. By the way, by the way, how's your experience of COVID-19? How's that going for you and for your family and for all those you love? And if you have an insight to share or a reflection to offer, be sure to email me a six-word story to sixwordstories@fenwick.org. Sixwordstories@fenwick.org. I've already received a few. I'll be sharing more of those later. BTW, how's your experience of COVID-19 and this global pandemic? And I can tell you a little bit about mine. And I took some notes because I don't know, perhaps like you, I feel a bit frayed. I kind of like a frayed fabric, both the edges, right, and the ends, and also kind of frayed in the sense of like my nerves, a bit again, a bit on edge or jumpy or jittery. I don't know if you notice that about yourselves. I know that over my many decades now of life experience, I've come to know myself a little bit better than I once did. I've become more aware of who I am. And I know that, of course, sleep, and diet, and exercise, also critical to our mental and emotional and relational well-being. They're all a little bit off these days, a little out of sorts. And that's understandable, right? We're living in an unprecedented time amidst a global pandemic. So let's go gently, right? So BTW, how do I notice it in myself? Maybe maybe for me it's like I spill something or I break something. Can you relate to that? Or I can't fix something, or worse, this happens to me regularly now. I can't find something, and I'm suddenly just at a loss. These are small things. It could be the little bit of traffic I encounter, which is growing, and people drive fast. Or it could be like the technology, the little snafus and glitches that plague us and torment us, especially because we're so exceedingly reliant upon it. Again, this just jumpiness and jitteriness and feeling frayed and frazzled and fragmented. And how can we fix this? And maybe you have the experience too. I feel it sometimes if somebody's like, crowding my space, or if something is cramping my routine, and I just think, why can't this be better? So BTW, my piece of advice, I guess, the way I'm trying to make my way through it: breathe, talk, wait. BTW. Breathe, talk, wait. Breathe. Even as I sit here in this sacred space, which was, I think, a small prayer room for the sisters who lived here. The main chapel was downstairs, but if you wanted to get away, find a little silence and solitude, you'd probably walk down the hall here, rest, right? Breathe. Take a step back. Breathe. Talk. Talk. The surest way out of some of the challenges that we face is to stay off the email and to pick up the phone, right? Think about the language we use for email. I'm going to shoot someone an email. I'm going to fire off an email. I'm going to send an email blast, which is kind of like what this is. Wow, so violent. When we pick up the phone, not so much. We have a conversation. We reconnect. We figure it out and we put it in perspective. And maybe we feel like someone has heard us and maybe that we've heard someone else. Talk. And that's true for all of you students at Fenwick and all the families here at Fenwick. Talk. And if we can help listen in any way, we're only a phone call away. Reach out. So breathe, talk, BTWW, wait. Just wait. Sometimes things get better all on their own. Sometimes if we wait in a prayerful space, something becomes clear to us. Maybe you'll wait with our Fenwick community on Thursday when we celebrate the Feast of the Ascension. The link to the liturgy is found in this communication. It's at 10:30 on Thursday morning. We celebrate the Feast of the Ascension from the chapel here. We hope you can join us. Wait. Maybe you hear something of those familiar Easter greetings that Jesus shares with his disciples. Do not be afraid. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Peace be with you. I'm here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. In faith and hope and love, I'm going to breathe and talk and wait. And maybe that's going to help me, and maybe it's going to help you to find ourselves again, knowing that we never really lost ourselves. We just got to get back to who we are. Hey, have a great week. Take care.